News with Lester Holt.
Good evening. More rain, impassable roads, and crippled communications are making it extremely difficult to know exactly how many people are in jeopardy in the flooded and cut-off communities around Boulder, Colorado. With at least 5 people now confirmed dead and thousands already rescued, the weather today grounded what may be the largest airlift evacuation this country has seen since Hurricane Katrina. But it hasn't stopped the urgent around-the-clock effort on the ground to account for more than 1,000 who haven't been heard from and to get people to safer ground before it's too late. Joe Fryer remains on the scene for us this evening. Joe, where do things stand?
Good evening, Lester. A staggering 14,000 people in Colorado are currently evacuated from their homes, and with more rain today came more evacuations. Like a sucker punch to this battered state, another round of heavy rain hammers Colorado. More flooding forces Longmont police to knock on doors, warning neighbors to once again flee the place they evacuated just days ago.
This is a mandatory evacuation. We're expecting the water to rise.
So far, the National Guard has rescued more than 2,100 people. Today, one helicopter took off hoping to rescue more, only to return minutes later because of the weather. While they're helpless in the air, FEMA search and rescue teams are still moving on the ground. Using trucks that can plow through 5 feet of flood water, they venture into hard-to-reach canyons, imploring stranded residents to leave.
This is one of their last chances to get out. So if they need food, water, medicine, anything, they need to leave the area because they're telling us that some of those roads, it may be up to a year before they are rebuilt.
In Boulder, a young couple, Wesley Quinlan and Wiana Nelson, were killed after a mudslide swept their car off the road Wednesday.
It was just an absolute harrowing day of just a living nightmare.
More than 1,000 are still unaccounted for, but authorities hope most are just stranded with no power and no way to communicate. However, in Larimer County, a missing 80-year-old woman is now presumed dead.
We do anticipate that there will be additional fatalities.
The tragedy already weighs heavily on the sheriff.
How can we ever recover from this? And I know exactly, inch by inch, mile by mile, community by community.
With so many roads and bridges washed away, inspection teams survey the damage.
The thing that worries us is what we can't see, what's down lower, and that's what we're trying to evaluate.
Early reports suggest at least 30 state highway bridges are destroyed, at least 20 seriously damaged. But tonight, rebuilding seems hard to imagine, with the rain that caused this mess making an encore appearance that no one wanted. The state hopes to put an initial dollar amount on the damage in the next couple days. As for the thousands now without a home, there are 26 shelters statewide to help keep them dry. Lester?
All right, Joe, thanks. And as you heard, more rain has complicated the relief effort. For an update, let's go to Weather Channel meteorologist Mike Seidel, also in Boulder. Mike, what can folks there expect in terms of rain or no rain?
Well, better weather ahead today. We had spots picking up another 1 to 2 inches of rain, Lester, in locations that have already seen as much as a foot of rain in the past week. This caused more flash flooding across the foothills and Front Range and more water rescues in Metro Denver. But good news, all this rain comes to an end by Monday morning, and that will make the rescue, recovery, and cleanup effort a whole lot easier with a long stretch of dry, sunny weather starting tomorrow through the rest of the week.
And
Lester?
Mike, as we're watching this play out, I know that there's the tropical weather is now beginning to heat up as well.
Yeah, not in the U.S., but on the Mexican coast tonight. We've got 2 systems battering both coasts, the Gulf Coast and the Pacific coastline. Take a look first at Hurricane Ingrid. It's a 75-mile-an-hour hurricane, a Category 1. It has produced as much as 18 inches of rain so far. That's before landfall. Now, landfall is forecast Monday morning with only minor impacts in Texas. Then Ingrid slows down and weakens over the mountains with more blinding rain and more flash floods and mudslides, which will likely raise the death toll. The death toll in both areas now over a dozen. On the Pacific side, a weakening tropical storm Manuel made landfall this afternoon. It's already doused Acapulco with 14 inches of rain, and there's waist-deep water in the streets. It, too, will dump heavy rain on those mountains north of Acapulco with life-threatening conditions. Lester, back at home, the coast is clear on the U.S. coastline. No threats in the tropics for now.
All right, a lot to watch as we begin a new week. Mike Seidel, thank you.